everyone. Today we have Aishwarya Parab with us, which is working in Persistent. So हम उसके साथ अब पॉडकास्ट करने वाले हैं. आपके जो भी क्वेश्चंस है, मैंने अभी क्वेश्चंस की लिस्ट निकाली है. आपके सभी क्वेश्चंस का आंसर होप इसमें मिल जाएगा आपको. हेलो ऐश्वर्या.
Yeah, hi Rupam, thank you for inviting me.
पहले हमें आपका इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिए कि आप क्या कितने साल से हो या आपने कैसे स्टार्ट किया है.
Yeah, so अभी मेरा जो first company था that was Persistent Systems. I got an on-campus placement and I joined as a software engineer, but now I'm working as a senior software engineer at Persistent. मुझे almost 2 साल हो गए हैं at Persistent.
ओके, तो आपका ये कैंपस प्लेसमेंट था क्या?
हाँ, it was an on-campus placement. ये जो कंपनी आई थी और मैं गोवा से काम कर रही हूँ. So we have an office in Goa. और मेरा कॉलेज भी गोवा में ही था. So I got an on-campus placement directly.
ओके. तो ऑन कैंपस प्लेसमेंट जो था इसमें बल्क हायरिंग हुई थी या लिमिटेड ही स्टूडेंट हायरिंग के लिए?
So I'll tell you the experience before our batch because हमारी बैच कोविड बैच थी और आपको पता है कि कोविड के वक्त बहुत सारे कंपनीज ने बल्क हायरिंग की थी. बट बिफोर आर बैच जब भी परसिस्टेंट आती थी गोवा में, they used to always hire maybe 8 students or 9 students. They used to hire minimum number of students. इतना बल्क हायरिंग नहीं करते थे like how Wipro or TCS does or like how Accenture does. But during COVID, because the demand was more, some like of course they hired in bulk during COVID. So हमारे वक्त तब ऐसा हुआ था, but हम हमारे बैच से पहले persistent बल्क हायरिंग नहीं करता.
मैंने सुना है कि जो परसिस्टेंट हायरिंग करते हैं उसकी एक्चुअल हायरिंग से थोड़ी डिफरेंट होती है, क्योंकि हायरिंग करने के बाद भी इनके बहुत सारे लेवल्स होते हैं और वो लेवल जो पार करता है वही फाइनल मतलब सिलेक्शन उसे माना जाता है. सो मेरा क्वेश्चन आपको ये है, कैन यू प्रोवाइड एन ओवरव्यू ऑफ अ परसिस्टेंट हायरिंग प्रोसेस फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट टू फिनिश?
Yeah, okay, sure. So firstly, when they came to our college, they had an orientation session. So एक orientation session था जहाँ पर उन्होंने बताया how the company is, who are the leaders of the company, and what are their aims that they are looking for. So उसके बाद हमें पता चला what Persistent does, and then pretty much everyone wanted to get into Persistent हमारे college में से. और then we had our first round. सो इन आवर फर्स्ट राउंड वो एक टेस्ट राउंड था जहाँ पर MCQ क्वेश्चंस थे, एंड दोज MCQ क्वेश्चंस वो फ्रॉम ऑल कंप्यूटर रिलेटेड सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक OS हो गया, देन
You mean
DBMS.
aptitude test?
हाँ हाँ, एप्टीट्यूड ऐसा नहीं था. इट डिडंट हैव लाइक वर्बल रीजनिंग और लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस नहीं थे. दे वर ऑल कंप्यूटर रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस. सो DBMS क्वेश्चंस, OS क्वेश्चंस, computer networks questions. Some questions were also from data structures and algorithms, but these were MCQ based questions. And then in that round itself, we had another section which was a coding round, जहाँ पर 2 questions थे. So one question was easy, जो कि like logically हो जाता, easy था वो. और दूसरा question was the difficulty level was medium. So when I say medium, it is not like lead code level medium, क्योंकि ये questions lead code के level उस लेवल तक नहीं थे. दे वर लाइक ओके क्वेश्चंस जो लॉजिकली हो जाते. तो आप अगर प्रोग्रामेटिकली अच्छे हो, आपको एक प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज आती है और आप लॉजिक बना सकते हो, तो ये दोनों क्वेश्चंस आपसे हो जाते. सो questions we had, and the students who cleared this round, so this was the first round, okay, so the students who cleared this round got into the second round, which was the interview round. So basically technical interview round. So वहाँ पर आपका one on one interview schedule होता था, like there was one interviewer on the other hand, and this was all online because that time pandemic was going on. So we had an online interview round. And the interview was mostly based on your resume. So whatever resume you had, interviewer आपको उसके ऊपर questions पूछ सकता है, और any computer related concepts, coding भी आपसे करवा सकते हैं interviewers. And once you clear that round, then we had the HR round. So the HR round was the final round, and we were given a set of questions that we had to answer. And these questions would test your leadership skills, management skills, your decision making skills. So basically they wanted to test whether you can lead a team, what decisions will you take if they put you on a spot. So this is something that they wanted to test. So basically it was again an MCQ round. The HR round was also an MCQ round. पर कई कंपनीज में मैंने ये देखा है कि उनके एचआर राउंड में पैनल डिस्कशन होता है या फिर ग्रुप डिस्कशन होता है. आई थिंक बिकॉज दिस वाज ऑनलाइन, मे बी Persistent didn't have the group discussion and the panel discussion part because all of this was online, and maybe they resorted to like an online MCQ round. But this is what we had during our time.
ओके ओके, तो इन शॉर्ट वो एचआर राउंड में कॉन्फिडेंस ही चेक करते हैं.
हाँ, और आप कैसे सोचते हो वो ये चेक करते हैं, आप कौन से डिसीजंस लेंगे. सो इट देयर इज नो राइट और रॉन्ग आंसर. सो आपके पास वो 4 एमसीक्यू रहते हैं, यू फील दैट ऑल 4 आर करेक्ट. आपको ऐसा नहीं लगता कि ये बिल्कुल रॉन्ग है. यू वोंट फील लाइक दैट. यू
अच्छा.
फील लाइक ओके, ए भी चलता है, सी भी चलता है, बट इनसाइड दे माइट नो व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर. इनसाइड दे माइट हैव सम मैपिंग कि अगर ये इंसान ए टाइप लाइक ए चूज कर रहा है, दैट मीन्स दिस इंसान इज थिंकिंग इन दैट वे. सो उनकी मैपिंग कुछ रहेगी.
और एक ये भी है कि वो मतलब जो इंसान अपने आंसर पे स्टिक रहता है या नहीं, उसका कितना कॉन्फिडेंस है उस आंसर पे.
या करेक्ट, या दैट इज करेक्ट. सो अगर आप एक क्वेश्चन को एक तरह से आंसर कर रहे हो और दूसरे क्वेश्चन को कम्प्लीटली एक डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव से आंसर कर रहे हो, देन दे कैच यू कि आप ऐसे ब्लफ कर रहे हो या फिर आप ट्रूथफुल नहीं हो.
So I want to ask you that what are the key criteria Persistent looks for in potential candidate during the recruitment process. Means एक particular candidate में क्या potential criteria होने चाहिए जो कि Persistent look देखना चाहता है एक candidate में.
So when Persistent came to our college during their orientation session, so in their brochure sort of they had mentioned that there are 4 core values that they are looking for in the students that they would hire as employees. And those 4 core values were responsible, like being responsible, being persistent, being confident, and being ingenious. Now of course as the company grows, these values they might change. But when I was a student, I thought that okay, Persistent is just maybe throwing these words at us. Maybe okay, yeah, being responsible, being persistent, this is something that we all need to do. But when I got into this company and when our manager was doing our quarterly assessment, so in every software company, after each quarter, your manager will do an assessment as to where you stand. He or she will give you a rating. So when that happened, that time also I noticed that Persistent judges you based on whether you're responsible or no, whether you're confident or no, whether you're ingenious at the work that you do, and whether you're persistent or no. So with that, I feel that these are the core values of Persistent, and if you want to survive in Persistent, you will have to imbibe these values in you. So yeah, this is something that they are looking out for in an employee.
Okay, so I want to know that could you outline the specific steps that involve in the examination process for the candidate?
Uh, yeah, so basically what I mentioned about the rounds, right?
Yeah.
So the first round, it had, so everything that only, right? The answer remains the same pretty much. So in the first round, we had those MCQ questions, then the technical interview question. But the thing is, in the technical interview round, that is the major turning point because MCQ questions, each and every person will get pretty much the same questions. They have a set, maybe they have 3 sets or 4 sets, and they repeat that set. I don't know how many sets they have, but that will keep on repeating for different students. But what I've noticed is for my interview round, I got completely different questions. So my interview round was mostly on development because on my resume I had some projects that were development projects, that were React projects, Node projects. So I got asked all development questions, whereas my friends, they got asked like coding questions, which we usually do. So when we are preparing for our placements, we usually solve coding questions. We solve bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort.
Yes.
We also do that Pascal's triangle, patterns. So that is something that we do, and I was prepared for that. So I was already prepared with those like simple coding questions, but I was not asked those. One of the questions which is very important, right? Tell me about yourself. So
Yes.
usually students prepare for this. Tell me about yourself. and I had prepared like a good 1 minute intro. Tell me about it. I was prepared. Okay, I will tell this da 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 da, but I was not asked that question. I was I was not asked that question at all. I'm like, please ask me, tell me about yourself. But my interviewer didn't ask me that. Whereas my friends, all of them were asked this question, and of course that generates a first impression, like a good first impression, if you're prepared with your answer. So the turning point is your interview. You need to know your responses will take your interview forward, and mostly it also depends on luck. Your interviewer also should ask questions that you know about. So when we say that some software engineers get lucky, that is dependent on your interviewer. If you get a good interviewer, then I think so you will be very confident throughout your interview.
Yes,
So yeah.
definitely. And it is also depend on the interviewers only. Because अगर इंटरव्यूअर का
Correct.
भी अच्छा नहीं है तो वो उसका कुछ भी
हाँ,
पूछ सकता है।
कुछ नहीं हो सकता। आप कितने भी प्रिपेयर्ड हो, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस डाउन जाता रहेगा ड्यूरिंग द इंटरव्यू।
हाँ, और ये हायरिंग प्रोसेस में लक का फैक्टर बहुत ज्यादा परसेंटेज में रहता है। ये तो
करेक्ट।
लक के इंटरव्यू जितने भी दिए उसमें तो यही
या
समझो कि लक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इसमें।
या
और मुझे ये भी जानना है कि हायरिंग में अगर हम सिलेक्ट होते हैं परसिस्टेंट में, तो परसिस्टेंट में सिलेक्ट होने के बाद भी जो ट्रेनिंग होती है, और ट्रेनिंग के बाद वहाँ पे 3 टेस्ट होते हैं, ये मैंने सुना है।
ओ हाँ, वैसा होता है। सो आपको ट्रैक्स पे डाला जाएगा। सो देयर आर डिफरेंट
यस
ट्रैक्स।
यस,
एक होता है जावा ट्रैक। हाँ, सो आप जब सिलेक्ट होते हो, तब आपको जो टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए, आपको वो नहीं दिया जाता। सो ऑफ कोर्स द कंपनी वांट्स समथिंग फ्रॉम यू, सो दे वोंट गिव you something that you want, right? So what they do is they have different tracks. They have Java track, they might have Angular track also, they have SDET track जो कि एक टेस्टिंग ट्रैक होता है। So they want all the testers to go there. So they have also .NET track. So हम बोलते हैं कि .NET is the past, but .NET track is still going on. So these are the tracks. They just put students into this track, and then you have to learn. और ये आपकी ट्रेनिंग होती है। देर आर ट्रेनर्स असाइन टू यू, देर आर ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स एंड लर्निंग प्रोग्राम्स दैट परसिस्टेंट कैरीज आउट, एंड आफ्टर दैट you have a test. So for us we had an MCQ test also and a subjective round also. So MCQ is wherein we just had to choose, which is simple, but subjective is where you actually have to code, and that was like persistence. I think so. It was a persistent coding editor kind of a thing. Like how we have VS Code, Persistent has something called as PyBox. So the test was like in-house coding editor, on their in-house coding editor. So they have their own test cases. You have to clear that. So and this is what I've heard. I think after your training, you need to clear those 3 tests. Only then you can continue. Otherwise, you can be put on PIP. PIP is nothing but you have to. It says that you need improvement in your performance.
ओके।
So yeah.
ये ये जो सिस्टम है, ये आपके टाइम पे नहीं था क्या?
हाँ, मेरे टाइम पे था, पर जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स थे उन्होंने क्लियर किया था टेस्ट। तो ऐसा ऐसा कोई स्टूडेंट नहीं था जिसने क्लियर नहीं किया था। सो वी डोंट नो कि अगर क्लियर नहीं होता देन व्हाट आर द नेक्स्ट स्टेप्स। सो ये मुझे एटलीस्ट नहीं पता कि क्या क्या किया जाता है उस एम्प्लॉय के साथ जो क्लियर नहीं करता। बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है जो क्वेश्चंस थे ना, दे वर नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट, दे वर इजी टू क्रैक। सो अगर आप अपने लाइक प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में, और आपको जो ट्रेनिंग में दिया जाता है जो लैंग्वेज, वो उसमें आप अगर अच्छे हो तो आप क्लियर कर सकते हो। वो
यस
इतना हार्ड नहीं होता कि वो आपको निकालना चाहते हैं। इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट।
यस, बिकॉज अगर वो 3 महीने आपको ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं तो वो आपसे एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे कि आप ये तो एग्जाम
या
क्लियर कर ही सकते हैं।
करेक्ट।
अगर आप एक एग्जाम भी क्लियर
करेक्ट।
नहीं कर सकते तो हम आपको क्यों ही रखें, हमारा पैसे क्यों ही इन्वेस्ट करें आप।
करेक्ट। हाँ, करेक्ट, दैट इज राइट। यस।
Okay, so next I want to know you that once the candidate has been selected, okay, so what can they expect in terms of the onboarding of orientation?
Okay, so once we got selected, that time we were in college, right? So हम फोर्थ ईयर में थे, आई गेस फोर्थ ईयर और एंडिंग ऑफ थर्ड ईयर, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर दैट। बट उसके बाद एक दिन हमें इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम के लिए बुलाया था एट द कैंपस। तो हमारा गोवा कैंपस है, सो वी हैड एन ऑफलाइन इंडक्शन। और जब हम वहाँ पर गए, वी फर्स्ट टाइम सॉ हाउ परसिस्टेंट लुक्स लाइक। इट वाज लाइक अ फर्स्ट कॉर्पोरेट एक्सपीरियंस। हमने देखा कि ऑफिसेस कैसे दिखते हैं। सो दैट टाइम वी वर लाइक मेस्मराइज्ड विद द गोवा ऑफिस। और उसके बाद वी मेट आ एचआर। हमारे लाइक एचआर में भी हायरार्की होती है, राइट? सो three people from the HR team we met. They had games for us, so we played all the games. We bonded with other employees as well, and then we also got to hear from the leaders of Persistent. सो परसिस्टेंट के जो टेक्निकल टीम के लीडर्स है, सेल्स टीम के लीडर्स है, दे स्पोक टू अस। सो वी गॉट टू नो द इम्पोर्टेंट पीपल इन गोवा ऑफिस, एटलीस्ट लाइक परसिस्टेंट के गोवा ऑफिस में। And we got to know other people also जो हमारे employees थे, and then they also mentioned what they are expecting from us, क्योंकि उन्होंने हमें hire किया है, so there are some expectations that they have from our batch. So वो सब कुछ mention किया, and then we were given a kit, like an onboarding kit. And what I've seen is before us, like before us, the batch got a different onboarding kit. After us, the batch which is after us, they got a different onboarding kit. So it is not like you will get the same onboarding kit. It differs, and persistent maybe adds on something more to it or removes something from the existing kit. But yeah, we got that onboarding kit, and I think so that's about it.
तो आपका मतलब कैसा एक्सपीरियंस था पहले दिन को जब आप
वो
परसिस्टेंट में
बहुत
गए
अच्छा
तो?
था। या वो बहुत अच्छा था, और उन्होंने हमारे लिए खाना भी रखा था। सो उन्होंने लाइक लंच के लिए हम आई थिंक आफ्टरनून टाइम में गए थे। वी हैड लंच, एंड ऑल द लंच आल्सो वाज वेरी गुड, एंड वी वर वेरी एक्साइटेड, लाइक ऑल ऑफ आवर फ्रेंड्स, बिकॉज दिस वाज आवर फर्स्ट लाइक स्टेप इनटू द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड। हम सीधा कॉलेज से
कैंपस
कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में घुसने वाले थे। हाँ, और कभी ऐसा ऑफिस देखा भी नहीं था। सो हमने ऑफिस जो देखा है वो सिर्फ टीवी पे देखा है, या फिर ऐसे ऐसे शोज में देखा है। मैं कभी भी किसी के ऑफिस में गई नहीं थी। So this is the first time I've seen an office like this, and I used to think that office life is boring. और ये सभी सोचते हैं पहले कि जब आप ऐसे बड़े हो जाते हो तब आप बोरिंग थिंग्स करने लगोगे, यू वोंट एंजॉय लाइक हाउ यू एंजॉय इन कॉलेज। बट व्हेन वी एंटर्ड दे स्टार्टेड विद गेम्स। सो आपका इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम में अगर आप गेम्स से शुरुआत करते हो, दैट टेल्स अ लॉट अबाउट द वर्क कल्चर। सो मुझे वो अच्छा लगा। दे वर नॉट सीरियस सीरियस जैसे कि ऑफिस में सीरियस सीरियस होते हैं। दे वांटेड अस टू जेल विद अदर मेंबर्स एज वेल। सो या।
Yeah. So I want to know next that can you shed some lights on the work culture at Persistent? What sets it apart from the other companies?
Okay, so first of all, when it comes to what like how Persistent is different from other companies, what I feel is over the years, Persistent has collaborated with many international clients, and they have maintained their relationships. So we have certain clients that have been with Persistent for a very long time, like even over about like more than 5 years, more than 8 years. So they are still there with Persistent because they get value, and with value they also trust us. So some of the clients of Persistent, like they have stuck to us for a very long time. And I've seen the management, like I've seen leaders in the sales and management department put constant efforts to get more clients, to get more projects. And even after hitting our milestone, so last year, I think so you might be knowing that last year we hit the $1 billion dollars revenue milestone. So even after hitting that, we didn't stop. We went ahead, and we are still looking out for new clients. We are still trying our best to make our existing clients happy. And this is not just like this quality has not only been imbibed in the leaders, it has also been imbibed in the lower hierarchy, like all the employees from 3.x to 5.x. So this is the hierarchy that we follow at Persistent. 3.x, 5.x, all those employees are also doing their best to satisfy the clients. So ultimately, our main goal at Persistent is to make the client happy with good quality work, and that is what we do. Like that is what we strive for. So that is something that makes Persistent different from other companies. And when it comes to the work culture, I feel it greatly depends on the project that you are. So right now I am in a very good project, and I have brilliant team members, and I have very good seniors and very good managers who guide me and they understand me. Because you might know that I am not just doing this job. I also create content. There are other things that I do, but they don't mind. Okay, they don't ask me why are you doing all the other things, why are you only not concentrating on your job. They don't mind that because they know that I'm doing my job properly. So as long as you're doing your job properly, they don't mind anything else that you do in your life, or if you're concentrating on your side hustle, which is a very good benefit, or which is a very good advantage that any employee could get. But again, as I said, it depends on your project. So if you get into a good project, if you're lucky enough to get into a good project, then your boat will sail. But if you get into a project which is hectic, or which has strict deadlines, or which is like a fixed price project wherein you have to get more output in less period of time, then it might get a bit hectic, and then there'll always be people like just on top of your head asking you to get things done as quickly as possible. Sometimes your work hours can also extend, right? So
Yes.
it all depends on your project. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the typical bench period for a new hire, and how does Persistent utilize this time effectively?
Okay, so I'll give you my experience. I joined Persistent in August 2022. In August 2022, and till about November or so, we had our training program, and in the like till November we had training plus the tests that we were talking about, the subjective objective tests. And then we had 1 month, which is December, and only during that month I was free. So free as in they had asked us to work on different technologies. There was also a certification program. Persistent had partnered with a Software AG organization, which is a cloud provider, and we were asked to complete that certification program in the month of December. And then we were supposed to get projects. And in January, I got into the project that I'm currently working in. So basically, I was not on bench at all, because in December that is not called bench. It's like preparing something, like preparing for an exam, right? Wherein you need time. So I was not put on bench, but I'll tell you the reason for it. And that's because in every organization we have project managers.
Yeah.
Okay, we have project managers, technical project managers, what do you call them, resource managers. So because we have teams, you can search for these project managers on teams, and you can tell them what your skills are. They will not mind, because you need projects, right? You know what the situation is currently in the market. The market is
Yes.
falling down as of now. So you know that you badly need a project, and you need a good project also. So you message them what your skills are. Maybe you can, and be skillful. If you're not skilled, you will never get the confidence to approach anyone. So the first important thing is have the right skills. The second important thing is contact these people and tell them that I'm good at React. I can contribute in a React project. I can contribute in a Python project. And this is my resume. I have worked on these mini projects before. And they know the projects that need resources. So project managers are the ones who know different projects that need different resources. And they will go and map you to a particular project. And that's what happened with me. So I had contacted one of the project manager, and he was kind enough to map me to another project, and I got into the current project that I'm working in. And that too, I was not even from the React or Java batch. I was from the testing batch, because I'm not a computer engineer graduate. I'm actually an ETC graduate, electronics and telecommunication. But I always liked coding. I always liked React, and I always liked like development work. So when I approached this, like our project manager, he didn't look at my degree. He knew that I'm good at React. He knew that I'm good at Node. He directly mapped me in a very good project, and I'm very lucky for that, because it's very difficult to shift from testing to development. And you
Yes.
might be knowing that it's very difficult to shift in our industry. So I got shifted right at the start of my career because I pitched someone. So I think for anyone who needs a project and wants to escape from the bench, like from the bench period thingy, you have to depend on yourself. You don't have to depend on the organization. You try whatever is there in your hand. Okay, like sitting on a bench period is something which is horrifying, and we know that. but do what is there in your hand first before complaining, because it's very easy to complain, right? It's very easy to say ki arey projects are not there, arey clients are not there. It's very easy to say that, but it's very difficult to approach somebody and get a project.
Yes.
And when it comes to some of my friends, uh, yeah, they have been on bench. Like some of my friends, they have been on bench because projects were like not there, enough projects were not there. But I don't know the maximum period, but I've seen people being on bench for 2 months also. Maybe after that they have gotten projects, but for 2 months at least I've seen people being on a bench period.
Let me ask again. Could
Yeah.
you elaborate on the training period for the new employees at Persistent and what kind of support and resources are provided to them?
Yeah, so the learning program is pretty great, but some of the things are outdated because we have recorded videos, right? Like we have recorded training sessions that the learning team provides us, and some of the videos were shot back in 2016, 2017. So it's a bit deprecated because technology changes so fast. Technology doesn't remain the same. The way we write code also doesn't remain the same. So because of that, some things seem outdated, but they cover the basics in their PPTs. Like Persistent also provides us with PPTs, so TypeScript PPTs or Java PPTs. So we can go through them. They have learning programs, and they also have an academy. It's called as Persistent Digital Engineering Academy, which gives you certifications
Okay,
as well.
okay.
So yeah, so right now I'm completing a React certification. There are two tests that you need to complete. Before that, they have Udemy courses that they provided. So Persistent has partnered with Udemy, and we get free Udemy courses
Oh.
if we enroll into their academy. So they provide good resources like that. Apart from that, I also completed my Google Cloud certification recently, and that is only because Persistent had partnered with Google Cloud. So
Oh,
one of the
means
good
you
things of
completed it for free.
for free, yeah. So for me, it
Okay,
was free.
that's good.
Persistent paid for us, yeah. So this is actually a really a good incentive of being in like corporate, because they have many tie-ups, right? They have tie-ups with all these certification programs, and you can get those for free. All you have to do from your end is study.
Yes,
So that is
yes.
something that you, yeah. So Persistent is good with collaborations and everything.
Okay, so my new question to you is how does Persistent ensure that the new hires integrate smoothly into the teams and the project?
Yeah, so I think pretty much in every organization, I'm not sure whether this happens in every organization, but I feel that pretty much in every organization, you might have something called as knowledge transfer sessions. These are called as KT sessions.
KT session.
So the short form is KT session, and we say it very casually. So when I joined
Yes, yes.
Persistent, people around me used to say KT session, KT session. I didn't know the full form of KT session, but later on I came to know these are called as knowledge transfer session. So when you get into a project, you will first be given KT sessions by the existing people in the project. So they will tell you what the project is about, then what are the employees doing in that project, what will you be responsible for, and why is the client interested to collaborate with Persistent. We also need to know the client side of the story, right? So all of this is explained to us. Then for every project there will be certain tools that we use, right? Maybe we use a particular cloud platform, or maybe
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can use like a board like a Jira board wherein our tickets are there. So all
Yes.
of that is explained to us, how to use Git. Then what are the common practices of making a commit. So for every project, people make commits differently, like how we write commits. Like for our personal projects, we can write any commit messages,
Yes, yes.
and it's fine. But for these projects, you need to make sure that your ticket ID is present, your ticket description is present, all of that. So all of that is taught to us when we get into a project. And for me it was very seamless. We had like two senior employees who like mentored me, and both of them told me how to make commits, and what is the project about. We cloned the projects and all of that. So yeah, it's pretty seamless like that. We have good KT sessions. Sometimes what we do is we record a KT session so that the person who's giving a KT, their efforts don't go vain. So we record a KT session and we just provide that recording to the other person, the person whom we are onboarding. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So my next question to you is, can you share any success story or testimonial from the past recruits who have thrived within the Persistent ecosystem? And are there any specific qualities or traits that stand out in successful candidate at the Persistent?
Yeah. So there are many people. I'll just give you an example of the people in our Goa office. So the people like the people who are there at senior level, right? We have very visionary people who are there at our senior level in our Goa office. So I've seen people who are technically very sound. So you go with any problem to them, and they'll immediately know where the problem is. They immediately know what the problem is. So that is something like that interests me a lot. That fascinates me. Like you're going with the problem to somebody, and you're frustrated, you don't know where exactly the problem lies, but that person, within a minute, that person knows where the problem is. So such people are there at Persistent. Such people have climbed the ladder of success at Persistent, and that is something really great. And I feel that's why Persistent is like doing great. Like if you see the stock price of Persistent and compare it with other
Yes,
IT
yes.
industries, you will see that recently it touched 8,000 as well, and
Yeah.
recently it had a split. Therefore, now the stock price is floating around 3 to 4k because it had a split. But before that, it touched 8,000. After that, they also shared a dividend of rupees 10 with their stockholders. So the stock price is a reflection of how well the company is doing, and the company's growth is a reflection of how people are in the office, how people are
Organization.
in the office, and what type of knowledge they have. So I'm surrounded by some really visionary people, like in the wing that I work in. They know they concentrate on solutions because problems are always there, but they only
Yeah.
concentrate on solutions, and that is something that even I want to imbibe in myself as I grow as an engineer. They are solution oriented people, and that is inspiring always.
Yeah. The here
Yeah,
is the experience matters.
yeah, correct.
Okay. So lastly, what advice would you offer to the candidates who is aspiring to join the Persistent or similar tech companies?
Okay. So first of all, be strong with your computer related subjects. So like SQL queries, DBMS. Be strong with these, your ACID properties in DBMS. So know what a database is subjects, and like pick one particular language and be good at it. So let's say you have picked anything. You can go with C++, you can go with Python, Java, or even JavaScript for that matter. But pick one particular language and be really good at it. Solve some problems. I don't think, because Persistent is a service based company, they don't want you to like solve 400 lead code questions or 200 lead
Yeah.
code questions.
DSA
They
questions.
want you to be yeah, so DSA, they don't want you to solve so many lead code questions, but they want you to be good at problem solving. You should be good at problem solving, and you should be logical. So if you're logical, you will be able to solve persistent questions. So persistent coding questions are not very hard. They are not even lead code medium level, but of course they will test your logic. So if you, and sometimes I feel, if you by heart all those lead code questions, if you by heart, then maybe it can be difficult for you to solve persistent level questions also, because there is where you're exactly using your logic. So here maybe you won't find any pattern, maybe, so it might get difficult to solve the most logical questions. So um, I'm not saying don't do lead code questions, do them of course, but persistent interview will go really well if you're logical, and if you're strong with your computer concepts, and your coding concepts also. So yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So very much thank you for coming to the podcast with us. I hope that you are enjoying your corporate life at Persistent System,
Yes.
as many of the good points and good things that you mentioned about the Persistent. Yeah. So very much
Yeah.
thank you for coming here. Thank you,
Yeah,
Ashwini.
thank you for having me as well. Yeah, thank you for having me, Rupam.
Yeah.